Hi, in this video I'll be talking about if conditions and how to use if-else statements. So let us first try to create a project. Click on project and then choose console application from there. Click on go. Select next. Since we'll be using C++, so make sure that C++ is selected. If it's not selected, you can select C++ from this section. Click on next. Give a title to your project. Let's say we give it the title if else project. Then we leave these things as it is. We won't be changing these very soon. So now we have this project in our workspace. There will be a file main.cpp. Double click on that and you have this file. Alright, so let us try to see what if conditions are and how you will use these if-else statements. Let's say you want to check for a variable, if it's a positive variable, if it's having a negative value. How will you check that? In C++, it's easy that you can have an if conditions, like let's say we have the variable int var equals 10. So if I want to check whether this variable is more than 5, lesser than 5, or maybe any other variable. So that's how you do it. If, and then you have a parenthesis. Also, it doesn't matter about the spacing. I'm just adding the space so that it's viewable. So we want to check whether the variable has a value which is more than 5 or not. So we'll say if var greater than 5. Again, the spaces are not necessary. These braces, curly braces, these form the part of the if block. What that means is, in case our condition is true, that is, if the value within the variable var is actually more than 5, whatever is written within these braces will be executed. So if I write cout var is more than 5, and after that we can say return 0 because we want to return from the main function. So if you run this, select build from this menu, file menu, select build and select build and run. So you will see certain messages here and then you have this window. Now the output says that var is more than 5. That's because we gave the variable var a value of 10 and that value was greater than 5. So whatever is written within these braces, within these curly braces, would be executed. If it's one statement, single statement, only that statement will be executed. If it's multiple statement, all the statements will be executed in that order. So if we have some other statements as well, let's say cout, this is second statement. So this will also be executed. Now again we select build and then we select build and run. Now here you see, this is the second statement. That's also executed. So whatever is written within these braces will be executed only if the condition within the parentheses of if is true. Only if this condition is true. Sometimes we don't have multiple statements to execute. Like say if we have a variable, let's say int, or let's take a character this time, char c equals a. Remember that whenever you are doing something with the characters, they have to be in the single quotes. single quotes means only a character, double quotes means a string. So if you want to check whether this character is an alphabet or not, or let's say if you want to check whether this character is between A and Z, so how will we do that? In order to check for these kinds of conditions, we need to use certain extra equations, certain extra conditions. Like if I want to check whether the character C, the char C, the value within char C is between A and Z, the way to do it is, if C is greater than or equal to A, this is one of the conditions. I can keep on adding multiple conditions. Now I want that only if C is between A and Z. If C is between A and Z, only then my statements should execute. So I'll write here, if C is greater than or equal to A, and these double ampersand means the AND operator, and C is lesser than or equal to cap C, then now I only want to have a single statement here. If you are having only one statement, not more than that, you can drop the parentheses, you can drop the braces, the curly braces. So I can only write C out. C is an alphabet. This line forms the part of the if block, and only this line. If I have another line, C out, this statement is not part of if condition. Now this statement is going to be executed whether or not our condition is true or false. So let me just comment the first part here so that we only see the output for the second. Alright, so let's try to run this. Currently the character C variable is set to A. The condition says if C is greater than or equal to A. You can do this. We are checking whether the character C has a value greater than or equal to A. What exactly we are comparing here? We are comparing here the ASCII values. So what we are doing here is we are comparing the ASCII value stored in char C to the ASCII value of A and to the ASCII value of Z. So what this statement says is that if C is greater than or equal to A, that is ASCII value stored in C, if it is greater than or same as the ASCII value of caps A, and the value stored in C is lesser than or equal to the ASCII value of Z, only then you execute this statement. That's our if block. The statement after that is not part of the if block. So if we run this, currently we should get both of these statements as our output. So we select build and run. And let me add a new line here. Alright, now we'll be able to see the output. Select build and run. So currently we are getting both these statements as our output. It says C is an alphabet because the condition was true. This statement is not part of if condition. Now the second statement will be executed whether or not our condition is true or false. So let's say we change this to something else. Let's say we change it to hash. My condition is not going to be true now. So I won't get C is an alphabet. I won't get this statement as my